What's going on, guys? NealGuides here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to go over the 4-2-3-1 meta tactics. So this is basically the update to my formation that I upload every single year, the 4-2-3-1 custom tactics. This will be the new post-patch custom tactics that I won't be probably changing anytime soon. So these are the kind of, I want to go straight into it. If you want to see the original video, you can, but I'm going to give you the updated tactics right now, and I'll explain to you what's exactly going on. So we made some changes. I'll explain to you what we've done. We've attributed some things to the meta, the way people are playing, and I'll go through them individually. So the first one is, and it's very important you also pay attention, that way if you watch the original video you'll know what to change depending on your play style. Now the balanced defensive style is the way to go, just because the way the 4-2-3-1 is. I've explained this numerous times, but just in case anyone else is new here, it's the only formation where the pro still favorite is where you can attack in a 4 and the 4 basically collapse. You could basically attack in a 5 almost if you have one of the centimeters and get forward, and that 5 also comes back in defense. So it's the only formation that really allows you to do that. So both offensively and defensively, it's the best formation in the game, period. All my other formations, they do work well, but if you use this formation, it's been guaranteed and tested to improve performance. For the tactics, the balanced defensive width, because you don't want to have anything aggression. If you ever want to use team press, you can always apply it yourself. The width, we've put this down to 37 exactly. You might be thinking, what on earth? But yes, I've been basically going down increments in 10s then 5s. But I've been veering around 40 and 35. So I thought, you know what? Let me just use 37. I can't put 37.5. But it gives you the best appropriate balance, because don't forget, at the end of the day, everyone is parking a bus. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to park the bus, but I'll be naive for you to say to have a high width. It's better to be very compact when you're defending, so that way you can at least defend the central area of the goals. You want to push your opponents down the wing against your two left mids, left centre mids and right centre mids, or in your case, the left back and right back and a left wing and right wing. So the width is put to 37. The depth, we put this back to 40. Now, it was on 45 originally. We put it back to 40 just because the finesse shot meta is now gone. When I made the formation, the finesse shot meta was there, and it was better to be just a tad bit too higher. Now, because of the L1 triangle meta and the potential players to do L1 triggers and players to run it behind, we have put the depth to 40. You don't want to be too far ahead, as I said, because the L1 triangle meta is very much there, and so is the 1-2 lob pass meta. So we've gone with 40. Now, the build-up play, what I used before was slow build-up play. If you've used slow build-up play and you like it, keep it on slow build-up play. I've personally changed to balanced. This is because of the way the game is and delay. The game has been a bit delay-ish. I found that the connection has been iffy since the Battlefield release, and sometimes with slow build-up play, the reason why I put it there in the beginning was intentionally for players that are around rank 3, rank 2, it slows down their play and makes them play better. I bet you guys didn't know that. It wasn't because I wanted you to play slow, it was so psychologically your players are further away, so it gives you time to think, do 1-2s. But just because the way the game is gone, balance is the way we've gone through, just to build the ball up pretty quick, because don't forget, at the end of the day, counterattacks is the way most people are scoring their goals. So we definitely put out the balance. But if you do like slow build-up play, in fact, I do like slow build-up play, you can leave it on that. Chance creation, forward runs is still the way to go, just like last time. The tactic really works well with the 4-2-3-1, because don't forget the cams, they don't have the get in behind option. So what basically forward runs does is you can think of it like a get it behind option. So when you do get the ball, the players are going to be making runs going forward into space. That's probably the best way I can describe it. But it makes the formation more attacking. You'll see if you use something else like balance, the players don't move. But with forward runs, AI helps the players move a lot. Now, with the width, we've actually increased this to 65. Now, why? It's because most people park the bus like this. And you want your before the game came out, the finesse shot meta was there. You wanted your lamb and your ram almost over here, okay? But now, because of the way the meta is, you want your lamb and your ram to be here. Why? It's because you want your opponent to be spread out and to split their defense up. The wider your attack is, the more wider your opponent's defensive line has to be. What that will do in turn is create space in between these gaps between the left centre back, right centre back, and the fullbacks, and into the middle. So what you're actually doing is using your left attacking mid and right attacking mid to basically pinch your opponent's left back and right back to create a massive gap in these areas. And that is where you can exploit the 2v2 situation down the middle. So whereas the finesse shot meta has now very much gone, basically the meta is now to get the ball down to wing, recycle, and get the ball inside the box and do some sort of skill move. Players in the box, you put this to 4. You can put this in any you want. I put it on 4 because I pass the ball around the box a lot. Outside the box, just recycle the ball in. But feel free to increase this as you want to. Now, going over to the instructions. So, when we're going over instructions, there's a few things that I've changed. The striker has remained on stay forward, stay central, get in behind. I've not changed this at all. What I would say is if you have maybe a player that's not, maybe it's a bit more agile, should I say, you can put him on balance, but you need to use L1 triggers. That's something I want to mention to you. So for all the rank 1 players and elite players that are watching this video, please put this on balance. For everyone else, I'd recommend putting this on getting behind. The Lamb and the Ram are both on comeback on offense. We've got rid of support on crosses just because sometimes the game pushes the players inside the box when you don't want them to be there. With balance, to be fair, the AI make a good decision of when to basically go into the box and when not to. The only player you want basically in the middle all the time is the cam, because don't forget, for the cutback, let's say you get the ball down the wing, most of the time with your Lamb, you want at least 2 strikers inside the box and you want a late runner. Stay forward is imperative. People are parking the bus, you need a 2-striker formation. The 4-2-3-1, the way I've laid it out is it plays as a 4-4-1-1. Remember that, 4-4-1-1. That's the way it plays. So when you get the counter attack, you want this guy to be staying forward. That's why you put him on get into the box so you can run in, stay forward so he's always forward. That way you can basically have a build up like this and pass the ball to anyone, a driven pass straight to your striker. So the idea of this guy is that you can always option for a driven pass forward. If he comes deep in your defense, you lose that attacking option. And on the note of concern interceptions, why, you may ask, is just because simply the stamina is really a big thing. With a cam, you want to be playing a second striker. Someone like Neymar and Mbappe would be a good combination. But if I had Son, I'd put someone like Jota there. I play Keane there just because he's got better agility and balance. I prefer the 5-star weak foot of Son. But if I had Jota here, I'll play him there and Son and striker. Or the other way around, or like Messi here and Neymar, or like Messi and Ronaldo. So kind of a second striker and a striker, if that makes sense. And I just want to say very quickly, this video is of course sponsored by my FIFA School Series. If you do want to get better at FIFA, you can join my FIFA School Series, where we have loads of videos how to defend early, how to defend in advance, attack patterns, corners, rebounds, free kicks, and the meta. There's actually a meta video here that I've actually included the meta before it even becomes the meta. So you want to know about the chip shot meta, all of that. Link is down below in the description. You join now, there's a money back guarantee. So you don't get better after 1 month. No problem, I'll refund your money. Send me a message, I'll refund your money. Just no questions asked about that. So anyway, link is down below in the description. My Patreon series, the most in-depth videos compared to any other of my YouTube videos. But anyway, back to the video. Link is down below in the description for that. Okay, so the 2 other CDMs, we have cut passing lanes, stay back while attacking, and cover center for both. The most imperative thing with this formation is stay back while attacking, cut passing lanes. Because don't forget, the second variation of the 4-4-2, and with 2 CDMs, they're positioned backwards, okay? And they're perfectly in between your opponent's strikers and their cams. So it's perfect for manually defending, but if you want to rely on AI, you can do. So it's a bit of a cheapy tactic, but it's the reason why the 4-2-3-1 is so great. When you defend, these guys come back top, you double up, so you basically defend in a flat 4-4-4. And of course, you can always bring the striker if you want to back to create the numerical advantage to make it basically a 4-5-1 when you're defending. And if you want to, feel free to put one of the center mids on balance. If you're watching this for the first time ever, leave them both on stay back while attacking. If you then struggle to go forward, I'm not saying just because you had one bad game. If you play this for 30 games and you said, you know what, this is a bit too defensive for me, put them on balance. But otherwise, just leave them on stay back while attacking. For the rank 1 players, leave them on stay back while attacking, and then press the L1 trigger to push him forward manually, to create that numerical advantage up against your opponent's back 2, because you'll have your 2 strikers, he will join the attack, and you create that numerical 3 versus 2. So use the L1 trigger for all the elite players and the rank 1 players when there's a time for you to do it. For the rest of you guys that are not on that level and don't understand how to use L1 triggers effectively, just leave them on stay back or balance. To be honest, I leave them both on stay back while attacking, and there's no qualms there. Both centre backs or stay back. Yes, I use fullbacks. No, they have not been nerfed. They have been nerfed, but very insignificantly. The best description I can say to you is, would you rather have a Ferrari or a Mercedes? And if I said to you the Ferrari lost 50 brake horsepower, which car would you still have? Now, if you said the Mercedes, then of course you must be a Mercedes fanboy, because of course you'll take the Ferrari, and that's what's happened with fullback and centre back. Yes, they'd be nerfs, but the benefits completely superiorly outweigh their cons. Remember when I said this to you in FIFA 20? I said they all laughed at me. 1 year later, all the pros started using it. So if you doubt me, behold and be my guest. Otherwise, if not, you know exactly what to do. The most important thing, as I mentioned, is high defensive work rates. for both of these players. For the left back and right back, we have kept it the exact same. Stay back while attacking, overlap, and conservative. Overlap just means that if they are triggered or you do a 1-2, they'll run on the inside, because you don't want them to run the outside because they're your wingers. Why would you want them to run the outside on the inside and push your actual winger out wide? You want to go on the outside, that way you push your winger on the inside. Conservative, so when you get counter attack, they don't step up. So against the L1 triangle, they don't attempt to push forward, because sometimes the game thinks, oh, there's a good chance of winning the ball, let me step up, but you all know how that is. The L1 triangle really kills you in behind. And of course, step up while attacking, you can always trigger them yourself. And conservative, not for the stamina, as I said, so you don't step up, so they stay in position. Because obviously, you might have seen step up. Try it, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you put this on balance, you'll find that sometimes they push a bit more forward when they don't need to. So that is the tactics. I'm going to explain to you what players you need. So as I said here, ideally a marksman striker here, Son, on the cheap end. Someone like Mbappe on the more expensive area. Excuse me, just had to drink there. So on the lamb and the ram, we have gone with wingers. Now don't forget, in this formation, people always get this confused. These are not wide cams, they are wingers. You want to be using them. Mbappe's, the Neymars, the Sons, the Manes, all those players, the Grinch, the George Best, your wingers should be going here. So you want fast players. Although they look like lamb and rams, in the game they play as wingers. It's very, very important. Even on one width, they still play as wingers. CDMs, you want one defensive CDM, someone who cuts passing lanes very well, someone like Kante, or on a cheap end, someone like Onyeka. And on the other one, you want a box-to-box. For me, Onyeka and Llorente, the best cheap combo under 70k. It's too good to say no, but one has got ideally a medium-high work rates or a high-high, and over here, high-high or high-medium. So as in medium attacking and defensive high work rates, and high defensive and medium attacking is ideally for that one. The defensive player is always going to be on stay back. Both the fullback or both these guys has to be high defensive work rates if they are a centre back or a fullback. I would say priority. That's what I would say. Left back, right back, it doesn't really matter, but you can ideally get high, but high, medium high is not the end of the world. As long as it's not low. In terms of defending, you are completely fine. And this is the exact team that I'm using here. So if you're wondering how to set these guys up, that's how I do it. And that's how I get the team. And it's actually a very, very effective team. And that is something that I'd recommend. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, I said the video is sponsored by my Patreon series. Patreon.com/NealGuides. Link is down below in the description for more information. And don't forget, you can sign up for free. Don't get better, I'll refund your money. That's the NealGuides guarantee, because that's how sure I am of that. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And of course, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.